Hello and welcome to the Hub. I'm Sam,
I'm Matt.
and today we're reviewing,
The Flash.
this episode being called Luck Be a Lady. Strong episode in my opinion. I know you watched it before me, and I asked what you thought of it beforehand, and you said it was okay. I thought it was. I don't want to come off like a batty crease, but like one of the best episodes ever. And it's like,
Ever?
yeah.
I mean, I thought it was pretty good, but ever? I don't know about that. I just think...
No, it's way up there. It was cool. It was fun. I mean, HR was on point. Just the chemistry between the team.
This one isn't HR though, is he?
What?
It's Harry, and I know it gets confusing, but this one isn't HR, is it? It's Harry.
Yeah, so the chemistry for the whole team was on point. Like 100% on it. Caitlin was coming off real good. Cisco was pimping as usual. I thought it was great. The funeral wedding thing. I know how they thought they were trying to be funny, but I don't think it's as funny as they thought it was in their head. But it was okay. Yeah, it was okay, but it weren't like amazing. But yeah, it was a real good episode. So basically, I thought the whole bus thing, I thought that was sick. I would have preferred it if they dropped that like a couple episodes further down the line. And
the bus thing is cool. I don't mind it. My only thing. Admittedly, this is completely nitpicky, but it's the first thing that popped in my head when I was watching it. It's like the bus just randomly drives by and suddenly Cisco's like, that's what happened. I'm like, there's a million other permutations that could have happened there, but...
Well, Barry said it anyway, because Barry said when he came out there was a bus there.
Sure, and, look, whatever. Basically, I'd rather they do that than another particle accelerator thing, and... At least it ties it into Barry's always in a very screwing up, so
yeah,
it's not a bad idea.
I thought that was bang on. I thought that was real good. So I felt in myself. I mean, it started off great with the thinker cold open. That was cool, and he popped up quite a few times in the episode. One thing I guess. I mean, yeah, Harry's smart and stuff like that, but the bit at the end where he was like, I think I would have preferred it if he was like, oh, one piece in, one piece out, and then they were like, what? And he just said, oh, nothing, don't worry about it, instead of explaining the whole, oh, that there's like a conspiracy going on. I would have preferred if he kept that to himself. I think it was way too obvious.
I also think it is a bit obvious. I also think part of it's just for the audience, so you can have a character say out loud exactly what's going on. He's the expository guy.
That bit felt a little out of place to me. So yeah, basically, there's this chick, and she's one of the people. I mean, it's going to be very linear up to like the mid-season, because I mean, getting one of these people every episode is going to lead up to the mid-season finale, where I guess they'll identify the thinker. So it's going to be quite linear. The kind of only thing that kind of is going to be outside of it is obviously the crossover episode. So I mean, yeah, they've identified the 12 people that are on the bus that obviously got hit with the dark matter energy when Barry came out the Speed Force. You've got one of them being the woman. I thought her kind of backstory was cool as well. You know what I mean? I thought she was a good character until she kind of got her powers. You know what I mean? I like that stuff, like getting kicked out the casino and all the bad luck befalling her. I thought that was good. And then kind of after that it was just like no personality to her and stuff like that. But I mean, it's a one-time thing, so I mean, you don't really need that much stuff.
I think it's more about what her character causes in the story rather than her character herself.
Mm.
She doesn't really have much of a character. It's just luck.
There was potential there, because I mean, if the character was more like, you'd feel kind of bad for her. I mean, I was feeling bad for her at the start, but when she kind of got her powers, she was so kind of like devoid of personality. It's like I didn't care. I mean, if they wrote her character better, I think she could have been one of the best characters, because you could have sat there and like properly felt sorry for her even with her powers. You know
Maybe,
what I mean?
but I don't think it's even a case of writing her character properly. It's
her dialogue could have been better after she got her powers.
possibly. I don't think she's particularly that important. When you look at the episode itself, it's like they've got Barry and Iris doing their thing. They've got Wells coming back, and they've got to deal with him and the Cisco thing, and Wally's got his thing, and there's Joe and his girlfriend are dealing with the house. There's too much going on in the episode that you can't really focus on that.
One great thing though was the whole Wally West thing. It's like you were so busy going around you didn't even notice I was gone. It's like, yeah, because you're whack. And now...
Yeah, but I wonder if that's acknowledging it. Because they must know by this point that A, is not particularly popular, and B, you've done an entire season of him kind of been whiny and whatnot. They must know. And this episode in itself seems like a reaction to a lot of the complaints. Too serious. And so we've got this. It's all been like higher so far, and this especially. So I wonder what they're doing with him. Where's he going to go?
I'll tell you what, he looks terrible with hair, man.
I don't know if it's with hair, but with that haircut, especially. Yeah.
He's got bad hair. He looked way better when he had his head shaved. It's just the hair. It looks like... kind of looks like a wig. It just looks way out there. It don't look good at all. I was like staring at his hair. I was just properly
Steam doesn't help.
Like, what's going on here? So yeah, well, I mean, because there's a lot of cooks, if you know what I mean. So it's hard for him to whack him in an episode and for him to be relevant. So I guess they've decided, okay, we'll ditch him. You know what I mean? It's like
it's especially hard when he has the same powers.
Yeah,
it does the same thing. At least, like, you know, Robin fights in a different style to Batman, so you can kind of play that up. This dude has got the exact same powers as the big hero.
Like, what probably would have worked best for him, where he could fit in perfectly fine, is if they whacked him on the Legends for a season and then brought him back to the Flash, so then you can develop his character outside it. And then, like, see, for now they're going to ditch him for a ton of episodes, and then he's come back and he's going to be a completely different character, and you're not going to know, all of it's going to be off camera. If you whacked him in Legends of Tomorrow, you could kind of see him develop and stuff like that. He'd fit in there. But the problem is Legends of Tomorrow is way too crowded now. You know, so again, he won't get the airtime. So I mean, they've probably looked at it, they've crunched the numbers and decided, look, we're just going to whack him off camera, and then we're going to bring him back, and then we've just got to hope the viewers aren't just like, oh, you know.
Also, for that, I mean, that's a different show entirely, but that could cause a problem on Legends as well. Because, like, would he then be so powerful? Because we saw that with the Reverse Flash last season. Like, he was so powerful, he like basically mullered everybody. So would that be the same thing with Wally on the team?
They could blag that him being on the ship for so long kind of slowed him down a bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's ways around it, and then he can deal with kind of, you know, having / not having powers more, so you can develop the human element instead of, like, you know, build a bit of character. Like, I don't have to rely on my powers every 5 seconds, you know what I mean? But it's too crowded. So yeah, Joe and I think her name's Camille. I don't know, but I'm just gonna
say that.
If I'm wrong, then I apologise. But them two is an example of how you can do relationships on a CW show and it not being annoying. I thought they were standout. They were great. There was the kind of CW formula being, for this episode, I mean, I'll use them as an example. Oh, the house is falling apart. Oh, maybe we should move into a new house. Oh, but all my family memories are here. Let's argue and be obnoxious for the whole episode. Nah. They sat and they talked about it and they dealt with their issues as mature adults. And it was great. It was endearing. I loved it.
But that's the key there, though, is that they're the adults and they're not on all the time. They don't have to carry the show. They're there to be an example. It's the same as Martha and Jonathan Kent on Smallville. They never really argued that much. They were meant to be there. You look at them and that's what you're meant to aspire to be, and then all the drama comes with the young people. You know, if the show was centered around them, which wouldn't be on a CW show, but if theoretically it was, they'd be arguing as much as every other couple.
See, the problem is now, when I see all the other characters, not exclusive to this show, but Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow as well, I'm just going to be annoyed that they ain't more like Joe and Camille. And I think it's going to annoy me now. Oh, damn it.
Annoy you now? What didn't annoy you before?
Yeah, because I didn't have an example. Because I was only ever shown, look, we're going to argue all the time. And now I've been shown another way. My eyes can't be closed again. You know what I mean? It's one of those situations.
Did Diggle and his wife argue much? I don't think they did they?
Oh, yeah.
Did they? I mean, you know what? We don't see her that often. I can't even remember.
About the way she's like leading Argus and stuff like that. Yeah, all of them are at it. So, yeah. They eventually stop her. They let off the particle accelerator again, and it nullifies her powers. I think that's interesting if they decide, oh, we're struggling for plot points. I remember a season ago we let off the particle accelerator again. Well, we didn't notice it at the time, but it just so turns out we've given a bunch of people powers again. So I'm interested to see if they try and milk that. So yeah, very strong episode at the end. I was expecting something because they kind of did the after credits thing, so I was sitting there and I was like, oh, they're back in the house. There's better be something interesting, you know, somebody better get killed. And now it turns out Camille's pregnant. I hope that's her name. Or I'm gonna, you know what I mean. So yeah, hashtag future reverse flash, Daniel West, maybe, confirmed. That'll be cool. So yeah, in my opinion, apart from, I mean, nitpicking the whole HR coming to the conclusion about someone puppet mastering behind the scenes, I think they could have done that with a bit more tact.
I think they could have done his intro with a bit more tact as well. I mean, the whole memory thing, that was kind of funny, or whatever that crap he tried to give Wally, that was funny, that was fine, but the excuse he gave coming over, like Jesse kicked him off the team or something, it was a bit weak. Question would be, is like, this version of Wells was already popular. Why don't you just keep him in the first place? I mean, HR was fine, but like, why not just keep this one? Everyone liked him.
I don't know.
Well, it seems to be that's what they're doing this time around.
Yeah. That whole breaker box thing, in my head, I was thinking this would have been way better if, do you know, when Wally kind of saunters off and Harry's just standing there with the box, if it's like dropped the tissue out like he says it does, and it made like a noise, you know what I mean, like one of them things you blow at a party, and I wanted it to do that. I thought that would have been hilarious, but nah, it didn't do that. So yeah,
it was alright. It was a decent gag. The episode was full of them. It was a pretty funny one. If we're gonna get to scores, I thought it was pretty good. I'll give it a 7.5. I thought it was a step up. It was funny. It was interesting. We've got formula. We seem to have a team, so let's keep rolling, I guess.
8.5. I'm hoping now it don't take a dip, because this is potentially, if all the episodes carry along this kind of line, we'll be back to season 1 prowess really strong. you know what I mean, a good season again, like the best of all the CW shows. Because at the moment, to me, Legends is way off. Arrow, I mean, I'll have to see that third episode.
Arrow's confusing. It's like we don't even know where that's at. They keep on coming up with this. He doesn't want to be the Green Arrow thing. That's going to take a while. What's the other one? Supergirl. I don't think that's any better. Maybe it's not any worse, but it's no better.
The second episode of it depends where Supergirl goes, because based off the last episode, we can't really judge off that because not everyone was there. You kind of, this is an episode where every main character's in it and they're all doing their bit, so you can judge as a collective and be like, this is damn strong, but everything else is kind of up in the air. I'm Sam. And we'll see you next time for the next episode of The Flash on the Superhero Hub.